Item 2, to receive questions from members of the public pursuant to Council Procedure Rule 9. I believe we have 2 questions received. The first question is from Mr. Kenward.
Good evening, Madam Chairman. Good evening, Council. In my capacity as one of the principal organisers of the Haywards Heath Arts Festival, having read the final report made by BOP Consulting on the future of Clare Hall, they make reference to the fact that Haywards Heath has cultural provision typical for a town of its size. Could Council please state what the cultural provisions and facilities referred to were in their comparisons, and also what were the towns that Haywards Heath was compared with in order to reach that conclusion?
Thank you, Mr. Kenward. I'm now going to pass your question for response to the Councillor Asher Edwards, the leader.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you for your question, Mr. Kenwood. You'll be aware that BOP is a nationally and internationally recognised research and consulting practice for culture and the creative economy. Their 2 reports are based on their extensive experience working with cities and towns across the country. The comparison is based on their standard approach to mapping the cultural and creative sector. They detail their methodology, the methodology they used, including the indicators they looked at when mapping the cultural landscape in the area in their interim report published in July. The mapping exercise outcomes are detailed in the table on page 12 of the interim report. In section 4, appendix B of the report provided more details on the mapping indicators and their definitions.
Thank you. Mr. Kenwood, would you like to ask a supplementary question?
Only to reiterate that the second part of my question wasn't answered when I asked for the towns that Haywards Heath was compared with.
All right. Leader, do you wish to respond in the meeting or provide a written response?
Chairman, thank you. I'll just direct Mr. Kenwood to the relevant sections of the report that I did quote, page 12 and appendix B of the interim report from BOP, which does set out in detail the mapping and methodology that they used.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm now going to move on to the second question, which is from Ms. Wilcock. Would you like to proceed?
Madam Chairman, councillors, thank you. The BOP report, Lead Specialist Advisor Clare Hall final report, recently released by the Council, based its advice on potential sector target audiences by reference to a Council report which is now more than 6 years out of date and certainly does not take into account the recent extensive housing developments. Empirical evidence from the recent Haywards Heath Arts Festival shows, in particular, there is a strong demand and support for performance-based arts and cultural activities by young people, with the events being sold out with standing room only. What action, please, is the Council going to take to accurately ascertain the current demographics and demand of the community of Haywards Heath before taking any further action in relation to Clare Hall?
Thank you very much, Ms. Wilcock. I'm now going to ask the leader, Councillor Asher Edwards, to respond to your question.
Thank you very much, Chairman, and thank you, Ms. Wilcock, for your question. And it's pleasing to hear of the success of the Haywards Heath Arts Festival and pleasing that you found venues for those events. BOP based their advice on numerous information sources in their report. This included the 2021 census results, which were partially released this summer. In their report, they observed that in the new census data suggest the demographic changes across Mid-Sussex district as a whole support the trends estimated in the report you referred to. I welcome the comments based on the recent empirical evidence, and BOP's work recognises the strength of our local audience and accounted for that in their final report and recommendations, which will be published by Cabinet, considered by Cabinet next week. This is certainly something we will promote and want to build on going forward. Equally, BOP advise us that it is a very challenging economic environment to deliver culturally focused projects, and therefore the Council is taking this robust evidence-based approach to the project, and we believe that gives the best chance to take the work forward and be successful in securing a cultural anchor tenant for the Clair Hall site. Thank you, Chairman.
Ms Wilcott, would you like to ask a supplementary question?
I'd like to understand, please, does that mean that you are not going to have any review of the audience sectors referred to in the BOP report, which may well in fact be inaccurate?
Thank you. Councillor Ashworth, do you wish to respond or at this time? Or...
Thank you, Chairman. I think I've answered that in relation to BOP using the most up-to-date evidence in their report, including the 2021 census data.
Thank you.
Life is short, try to make it sweet. When you get knocked down, you get back up on your feet. You bop till you drop. You bop till you drop. Yeah, you bop till you drop. Don't you blow your top. When life gives you lemons, make some lemonade. With a mantra like that, you'll have it made in the shade. You bop till you drop. You bop till you drop. You bop till you drop. Don't you blow your top. Yeah, when your neighbor's sad, just give him a smile. Help him feel good, at least for a while. You bop till you drop. You bop till you drop. You bop till you drop. Don't you blow your top. You bop till you drop. Don't you blow your top.